AEW figure. Now, it's been a while since I've done an AEW figure on the channel, especially a brand new one. The last one we did was the CM Punk Luminaries collection, I believe. But now it's time to dive into a brand new Kenny Omega Unmatched Series 10. And my goodness, I am a fan of this attire that they've gone for here. And of course, when it comes to our usual Jazzwares figures, we're going to see what we like about it, what we dislike about it, and if I have heard correctly, there are some things going on in Jazzwares that are certainly worth taking a look at, good and bad. So let's do that. But first, let's take a look at the back of the packaging. Okay, we have a shot of Kenny Omega from Dynamite Grand Slam, September 22nd, 2021 in Queens, New York. And, I've said it before, I really do wish that they would start leading into doing some bios, doing some facts or stats or whatever towards the wrestler that they are, having in this collection. Here are the rest of the figures in the set. We have Adam Cole, which we did pick up along with this Kenny Omega. We have the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson. Then we have Kyle O'Reilly, Brandon Cutler, who I believe is the Chase figure in the set, and the figure that I cannot find for the life of me that I actually really want, along with this Kenny Omega, is Adam Copeland. And there is some sponsorship there on the side for watching Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. And as we know that come January, AEW will be ready to stream on Max. So that's certainly something that I'm sure they're going to be putting on the packaging going forward. With that being said, we've seen the figure in the packaging. Now it's time to open it up. Okay, and now as per usual, we bring out our trusty knife or box cutter, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to cut right there and there. So you can cut there, and then you can also cut right around here. And of course, it's not going to really open. It's really not going to, be open completely. But yeah, you're going to have to tear that backing off. So, you know what? I'm going to do that off camera. So, we will be right back. Okay, guys, so here is our first look at Kenny Omega Unmatched Series 10 out of the packaging. As you can see, he has a very nice blue, like a baby blue color tone here, which really is what gravitated me towards the figure. Is, he's finally in a different color than what we've been getting. I mean, yeah, of course you do have that Supreme figure, which unfortunately I never was lucky enough to find. If you were one of the few who did, congratulations to you. But yeah. Now, one of the things that I did notice right out of the packaging is this. Can you see it? I'll zoom in a little closer. That is not the same shade whatsoever. For some reason, they gave his lower torso a much darker color as opposed to the top of his body. And I think you could say even his arms are a little different colored too. But yeah, I guess that's the newest issue going on with Jazzwares. It's really a shame because, the Jazzwares figures, when they first came out, they had the error with the colors being really white or really light. And now the new issue is, well, now everything is way too dark. And I really hope that in 2025 they're able to find a common ground with, their figures and stuff like that. But, yeah. Nevertheless, the color and the sculpting of his gear and stuff is rather nice. I would even say I do like the head sculpt a little bit, although I would like to see another type of head sculpt for Kenny Omega. He is always getting very angry head sculpts or screaming and yelling and stuff like that. And, I would kind of like a little bit of a different type of head sculpt for Kenny Omega. Or even if you gave us multiple heads. I think that's something that I hope that when it comes to Jazzware's Unmatched and Unrivaled line, I hope that that's something they possibly look into. Seeing as how we are possibly done with the Supreme line, if rumors are to be believed. But, yeah. Just want to show you the back of the figure here. Like I said, again, really like the head sculpt and the sculpt of the gear overall. Or I wouldn't even say the sculpt, more or less the color choice and the attire that has been selected. I do find it to be really eye-catching to have in your collection of Kenny Omega figures. Which I can't remember how many he has at this point, but he does have quite a few. But it was a pleasant surprise to see him in this line, and it was even more of a pleasant surprise to have found him in my local Target. So yeah. With that being said, let's dig into Kenny Omega's accessories. So, in terms of accessories, he does come with 2 half-open hands, I guess you call it. I wouldn't even know if these are mic holding hands. But, yeah. And that's honestly it. And of course, he does come with the V-trigger hand and another open hand already on the figure, but yeah, in terms of accessories, you really don't get much. That's pretty much it. But now, let's dig into one of my favorite parts of action figures, and it's the articulation. Okay, so in terms of articulation, our boy Kenny Omega can rotate his head all the way around. Whoa, he can go that far to the side. All the way around. He is very clicky-clacky, as I like to call it. He can bend about that far. He is double-jointed, as most Jazzware's figures are. Go that far to the side, like I showed you. Rotate. You can bend the wrist, like so. He does have the ab crunch. However, I'm noticing that these are much looser than they used to be, which is not good. Kick that far to the side. We can do a super kick. Kick that far forward. And bend about that far back. There is one thing I will say. Jazzwares still nails articulation when it comes to wrestling figures. I hate to say it, but really they do. Especially just because of, how much easier they are to pose than WWE figures are lately. Not a knock on Mattel, but yeah. There's slight turn in the boot. Probably you could turn it all the way around, but it's stopping, so I'm not going to keep doing that. You can bend the foot down, like so. And you do have pivot. And you can rotate his thigh. And that is Kenny Omega's articulation. All that's left to do is bring it on home. Okay guys, so today we took a look at AEW Jazzware's Unmatched Series 10 Kenny Omega. I would absolutely say, if you're a huge Kenny Omega fan, this is surely a figure you're going to want in your collection. However, I do have to say that the mismatching of skin tones for his abdomen and his upper torso is quite alarming and is quite disappointing. But overall, it's a pretty good figure, honestly. I think that Jazzwares is still up there. They just need to get over these old errors of QC, and really they could be better than WWE at some point when it comes to wrestling figures. Of course, you can find this on Ringside Collectibles, and like I said, I got mine at Target. They are definitely hitting Target stores, so keep an eye out. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is Blitz saying peace.